The Council of Seven stood in stunned silence around the holographic display. The feed showed a human settlement on the frontier world of Epsilon 9, where Ambassador Trell had just presented the Galactic Confederation's ultimate deterrent weapon to the humans. "They're playing with it," muttered High Commander Vex, his luminescent eyes blinking rapidly in confusion. The Calaxian weapons master Ord tapped her clawed fingers against the metallic table. "This is unprecedented. The quantum disruptor has brought 17 species to their knees in diplomatic negotiations. The Draconians surrendered their entire outer rim rather than face its deployment." On the display, a human female with auburn hair laughed as she held the sleek black device, capable of unraveling matter at the subatomic level, and pressed it gently against her face. "It vibrates. That's so cute." Another human, a stocky male with facial hair, took the weapon and pointed it skyward. The council members collectively flinched, but instead of activating it, he simply examined the ergonomics of the handle. "The balance is incredible. Did you design this with comfort in mind?" Ambassador Trell, a tall, willowy being with translucent skin, appeared thoroughly bewildered on the screen. "This is not a comfort device. This is the QD7, capable of—" "I know what it does," the human interrupted with a dismissive wave. "You explained the whole unravel the fabric of reality thing, but look at these little lights. They pulse in such a soothing pattern." First Minister Zoll turned away from the display, her crystalline form reflecting light across the chamber. "Walls. We miscalculated, drastically. The humans had been an enigma since their discovery 5 standard cycles ago. While technologically inferior to most Confederation species, they had expanded rapidly, establishing colonies on harsh worlds other species deemed uninhabitable. Their adaptability was remarkable, but their unpredictability made them dangerous. The Confederation's strategy had been simple: intimidate the humans with their most fearsome weapon, secure favorable trade agreements, and keep them contained to their small sector of the galaxy. It wasn't working. "Look," said Tom, the colony's defense coordinator, examining the weapon closely. "I appreciate the gesture, but we're not interested in weapons of mass destruction. We've been down that road in our history." Ambassador Trell's antenna twitched nervously. "This isn't a gesture. It's a demonstration of what awaits should you refuse our proposed treaty terms." Lisa, the colony governor, smiled warmly. "Oh, this is a threat. I misunderstood." The humans exchanged glances, and then, inexplicably, they began to laugh. Back in the council chamber, Strategic Advisor Nix slammed his tentacle onto the console. "What is wrong with them? Do they not comprehend the danger?" "They comprehend," said Lorekeeper Urin, the oldest member of the council, "but they're not afraid." The ancient being hobbled closer to the display, his wrinkled face illuminated by its glow. "We've studied their history. They've lived with extinction-level weapons for centuries. Their Cold Wars, nuclear proliferation, biological agents, they normalized the shadow of annihilation generations ago." On the screen, Tom was now showing the weapon to a group of children who had gathered around, curious about the visitors. The council watched in horror as he let a small girl hold the device that could vaporize their entire settlement. "Look at the pretty colors," the child said, running her fingers along the pulsing lights. Ambassador Trell's voice became shrill. "Please do not allow your offspring to handle the QD7. It's not a toy." "We know," Lisa said, gently taking the weapon back. "But thank you for your concern for our children. That's very thoughtful." In the council chamber, Weapons Master Ord turned to the others. "She thinks we're being considerate while threatening them with obliteration?" "Humans are paradoxical," Lorekeeper Urin mused. "They recognize threats but refuse to be controlled by fear. Our psychological profiles suggest they respond better to collaboration than intimidation." High Commander Vex pounded his fist on the table. "Then we should demonstrate the weapon's power, destroy one of their uninhabited moons." "I advise against that," said First Minister Zoll. "Observe." On the display, Lisa was offering Ambassador Trell a cup of a steaming brown liquid. "Would you like some coffee? Let's discuss this treaty properly. As partners." Partners? Ambassador Trell's voice cracked. Of course, Tom joined in. We have resources you need, you have technology we can benefit from. Why start with threats when we could begin with trade? The ambassador accepted the cup with trembling hands. The Confederation protocol for first-phase negotiations requires demonstration of military superiority. Lisa smiled. Well, we've seen your impressive weapon. Very nice. Now let's talk about what we can do for each other. The council watched as their ambassador was guided to a table where humans had laid out charts showing mineral deposits, agricultural outputs, and proposed trade routes. They're negotiating? Weapons Master Ord seemed perplexed. After we threatened them? No, corrected Lore Keeper Urin. They're choosing to ignore our threat and offer cooperation instead. A fascinating response. First Minister Zol's crystalline form shimmered as she turned to address the council. This approach has merit. Our intelligence suggests humans make formidable enemies but even more valuable allies. Their adaptability could serve the Confederation well. On the screen, Ambassador Trell was reluctantly returning the QD-7 to its case as the humans showed him their colony's innovations for surviving on the harsh planet. They've neutralized our ultimate weapon, High Commander Vex said grimly. Not with force, but with friendliness. Lore Keeper Urin nodded slowly. Perhaps that's the most powerful response of all. The council watched as a human child waved goodbye to the weapon, treating the galaxy's most feared deterrent like a departing friend. We gave humans our ultimate weapon, First Minister Zol said quietly. And they found it endearing. Perhaps we have much to learn from them after all.